Hello and welcome to this week's Wednesday Waffle. And let's get straight on. And in the news, we had a one-night trip out to Arndilly Woods last weekend and we were on a bluebell hunt. Did we find it? The videos will be coming soon. We did have a problem with SD cards while we were away. There was a corruption on the disc, on the card, and when we got home I found a video from another channel who'd had problems. I ran mine through a card tester when I got back and confirmed corruptions not in the file but in the disc itself, the SD card itself. So I recommend that anybody buying SD cards goes online and downloads a free online or offline card checker. All it does is write to the cards and then verifies what it's written. So if you buy from a dubious source, or you think one of your cards may be going down, you can check it easily and freely and replace the card. This week's video of the week is actually a channel of the week. The channel as yet doesn't have many supporters or many videos, but what's up there is worth watching. It's a van conversion and the craftsman going into the build is absolutely fantastic. The guy has no formal training as such, as far as I'm aware. He's an amateur woodworker, but the work is incredible. And the channel, Woolly Cod Wanderers. The link will be above and in the end cards. This week's major waffle is going to be about the so-called paperless office. I first heard this in 1987. That was the first time I heard the phrase paperless office, and NST, the Nimrod software team, was going to be aiming towards that. Anybody who's watching this who served on that team during the time I was there, at least that's from 87 to 95, will realise that it was far from paperless. We had a room which was full of line printers virtually, as well as the mini computers, but those line printers churned out content A3 fanfold almost constantly. And there was another printer outside the door of the bureau. Then they installed a network, and there was printers all over that network for documents, etc. Then I moved to HQ STC, Headquarters Strike Command, where I joined the Small Systems Group and ended up heading up a small team, myself and 4 programmers, writing software using RAD techniques for frontline squadrons. Were we paperless? No. We didn't have as many printers, but we still had printers constantly churning out paper. There were books for the users, etc., etc. And then I moved out of the Air Force and joined Civvy Street, and for 15 years every job I had proclaimed this paperless office. They all had printers and they all churned out lots of paper. We even had one product I worked with and for as a tester was for producing oil geostrata. It was a great display. They spent a lot of time and effort getting this display right for on-screen use, and then printed it out on reams and reams of paper. Today, Desmond must be paperless. No, this is still not a paperless office, and despite the claims, I don't know anybody who is truly paperless. I prefer to write my diary by hand pen and paper, and I produce both paper and electronic copies for keeping. The paper copy is easier to read, the electronic copy in printable format is easier to store. So, even now, all that time since 1987, I'm still not paperless. I've only got one printer now though, and ironically, although the notes for this video could have been on the screen set up beside the camera, they're not. Yep, they're printed out, they're on paper. Perhaps one day we will have the paperless office, but I don't think it's arrived just yet. Thanks for watching this waffle, and we'll see you on Friday for more from our trip from Garva, and this time the deer will be moving. And join us next week for our trip to Balcorak, and that's the trip where I fell in the water. Bye for now.